innovative everywhere. We are SABRIC.
Ever had a call from someone claiming to be a technical support technician call you to offer assistance to remove a virus or malware from your device? Well, this afternoon we have SABRIC CEO Kalyani Pillay back in the loft to discuss telephonic technical support scams and what we should look out for so we don't become victims. Welcome back to the loft, Kalyani.
Thank you, Palisa.
Kalyani, what is telephonic technical support scams and how do they work?
Well, what happens is that the technician, or the so-called technician, actually calls you. They go through telephone directories, they get hold of people's addresses and most often phone numbers so that they could call people, they could undertake to be a particular kind of service provider for a particular kind of software company, and most often they know which companies people use. So they would use those companies, they would come up and say to you, look, we're busy with malware that we've seen on this particular device. We're calling on behalf of the particular service provider, and we're just wanting you to download a particular kind of software onto your device so that it clears it. Alternatively, they could also ask you to download certain kinds of device which they would tell you how to go on and how to actually click it. And what you could actually be doing is you could be loading remote access tools to enable them to actually take over your computer. So they can actually get to see what's happening on your device. They can get to see what kind of information you're using. If you're doing your banking on that device, they can get to see the password that you use. They get to see the username that you use. So it's very important for you to know that those technical support scams are actually just scams. They're really about trying to elicit that kind of problem so that you get to think that there's a possibility that somebody is going to be doing something to you.
Yes.
But in fact, it really is about them trying to get access to information that you're using on your computer.
Absolutely. Now, once they've gained this information, what can these criminals find and what can they further access from that?
Well, what they can do is that once they have access to this information, like your username, your password, your PIN number, you know, that kind of information that you normally put on when you're doing your banking, that's the kind of information that they actually look to get hold of. Alternatively, if they get you to download access tools, they can actually get you to collect that information for themselves. So it really gives them the ability to get enough information about you to be able to get into your account. Alternatively, if you're actually putting the information in, they get to see it as well.
What are the biggest telltale signs that this could be a scam? If you get that phone call, because I know for myself, I'm very naive, I'll believe anything.
Sure, and I think the important thing is that to know that this is actually what's happening, is that the criminals actually phone people. They do it throughout the world. It's not just a South African problem. Wow. This is certainly a problem that's across the world.
And lastly, Kalyani, if you find yourself in this very compromised and unfortunate position, what do you do then?
Well, the most important thing is, one, you've got to tell your bank as well, right? So you've got to let your bank know, but you also need to let the police know. So it's very important that the police know and that the bank knows as well.
Absolutely. Yep. Thank you so much again, Kalyani.
It's a pleasure.
Now, unfortunately, these types of scams exist all around us. And using these tips, you can better protect ourselves from becoming another statistic.